noticed that lately it like takes like 2 or 3 minutes to actually register that we're live to people. So I've been starting the shows immediately, and then people are like, "Hey, I missed the first
5 minutes or so."
So we'll give it a sec. Let things flood in. Oh.
Can I use this?
Yeah, for sure. Oh shit, James is here.
Squad!
What?
Squad.
Shit.
He's in chat.
Oh. Haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah.
I said squad, man.
Bert.
Well, I think now we can start it up. So, another episode, Jiggle Physics Anime Club. I want to preface, before we get into talking about this anime, that there are some scenes in this show that are definitely very difficult to watch.
This is a show you definitely don't want to watch if you still live with your mom.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because if she walks in, there's going to be a lot of questions.
Yeah.
The first night I watched it, I fell asleep with it playing, like I was saying, and my girlfriend came down. I don't know when she came down. I don't know what was going on, but it played through the whole season. And if it was at one of those episodes, dude, oh my god, she would have been like, "What in the fuck are you watching, dude?" Even just the intro, she probably would have been like, "What the fuck is he watching?"
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of
There's a lot of gore.
There's a lot of
intense subjects.
There's definitely a lot of nudity. There's some nudity that you don't want.
Yep.
There's some nudity that you're okay with.
There's some nudity that if it was real people, it'd be illegal and we'd all be in prison for watching that show right now.
Yeah. Very similar to Big Mouth, where I watch Big Mouth and I'm like, am I allowed to watch
this? Okay?
this?
Is this legal? You're FBI! We got him, boys.
But yeah, it was definitely a show.
Mixed match shots are the way to go.
Are they the same brand at least? Same kind of sock?
Yeah.
As long as they're the same cut, same kind, it's okay to mix colors.
Just like low-key haven't done my laundry in a couple weeks, so...
Yeah, but you're just low-key rocking 2 Supreme socks.
Yeah.
Laundry, yeah.
They're mismatched, dude.
Aren't you supposed to mismatch Supreme socks, though?
I don't know. I don't know if people really do that. I've never really
do.
done that. I've only seen, like, the super nerdy kid from high school that's like, I do this to help with my OCD.
Oh, yeah. We went to school.
That works, though.
We went to school with a girl who didn't ever tie her shoes because she was trying to make a statement.
That what? Shoes weren't meant to be tied?
I don't remember her name.
I don't ever remember like that.
She was an interesting one. So, we decided that we were all going to do different parts of this review, and then at the end we will give our personal 0 out of 10 rating on the anime, which is Elfen Lied. Or Elfen Lied. Lead. Elfen Lied, because it's a German
one of my Roy buddies decided to tell me how it's German, and I've been saying it wrong for years.
It happens.
Yeah.
At least we got corrected.
Yeah.
At some point.
At least we didn't like say it to an actual German person, and they're like, dude.
What the fuck?
That's not even how you say it.
So, why don't you start out, Kai, since this was your pick, of trying to give us some sort of brief summary of this intense anime.
Alright, so first off, if you haven't seen this, everything is about to be spoiled. So...
if you want to watch it,
turn it off now.
Yeah, turn it off and go watch it, and then come back and watch it on YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, because if you come back and want to still talk about the anime, I'm very active on keeping up on the comments. So if you make a comment on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, I'll make sure to reply.
we can probably have like the first 5 to 10 minutes if people actually watch it for the next episode, so they can comment on it.
Yeah,
and we can go from
absolutely. That's definitely a possibility we could do.
Yeah. But basically, there's a bunch of plots within one big plot. It's kind of like an Inception storyline. But so it's basically revolves around this weird mutant race of humans called the Declonius. or the Decloni, and they look just like you, except they have like little bone protrusions that look like cat ears, except for that one guy's son. He had like actual
And him.
horns.
Yeah, and his.
And him. Remember at the
shit,
very end, he
that's
takes
right.
his wig off.
That's what fucked me
Yeah.
up the most, dude. Everybody,
Yep.
like half the people in the show are walking around with fucking wigs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just fucked up, dude. But so they're like fed up with the people because all the people in the show are just like brutally studying and experimenting on them and trap them in cages and like keep them blindfolded, you know, because they also have these huge invisible arms called vectors that they can just rip anything apart. They just are absolute weapons of mass destruction. And so they're like, we're going to kill the humans, take over the human race. The main character is this Declonius named Lucy, but she has like the split personality because she gets shot in the head with a 50 cal. Well, she has this huge like tungsten helmet on it or something. Had to be tungsten to take that fucking shot.
Yeah.
But so she has.
Well, it would
these-
have shattered. Did it shatter? I don't
Yeah.
remember it shattering.
Yeah, because it like it will.
If it's
like,
shattered, then it's definitely a tungsten carbide because it'll shatter at an impact like that. But it would
It did like
hold
the.
up.
I'm gonna slide off your head, and then right as I'm about to get off your head, I'm just gonna explode into shards everywhere. But so she washes up on this beach, meets this guy named Kota, and this is where like first subplot line comes in because they met before, but neither of them remember. Because fucking Lucy / Neo like met him and they were friends, and then she just kills his whole family. And so he like blocks that out. And then you got the other plot line, which is basically this agency that wants to just get Lucy back. So they send out this special assault team with one of the other main antagonists, his enemy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with one of the main antagonists. His name is Bando. And I liked him a lot because he added a sense of seriousness and just murderous intensity to the show. Because there's a lot of points in this show where you're like, what the fuck's going on here? And like, what does this have to do with anything? But so he's coming out, fights Lucy, gets his shit handed to him. He's like, all right, I'm out for revenge. And then,
I'm a little jealous right now.
yeah, dude, that's fucking sick. And then they put in one of the other main characters, which is Yuka, Kota's cousin. They live together. This is where it gets really weird because they have like some weird incest shit going on.
She does, dude. I feel like it's mostly
They made
from
out,
her.
bro. They totally made
Yeah,
out.
but it's
though.
all
It's
her.
completely
She's
normal,
like,
though.
she was like
For them.
straight
Yeah.
obsessed with him.
Yeah,
at
dude.
like 8 years old or whatever.
She'd be like getting pissed
Yep.
because he's like paying attention to Lucy New, and then just be like, you don't fucking understand me, and like leave the room and be like, I'm in love with my cousin. What's wrong with me? And he's sitting there just like, what just happened?
See, I want to know, is that common in either
You know,
in Japan culture or I
For
guess
what?
since to be like
Just
fall in love with your
marrying
cousin?
cousins.
Yeah, that's normal there. I mean, I don't know
Okay.
how it is now, but like it's just in the anime world, and I know for reals. I think at one point either was or still is legal to do that.
I mean, it's
And it's
legal
completely
here too.
Well, like normal, like they don't see it as an issue,
Hmm.
unlike us, where it's like
It's
a
just
little
like-
bit.
Hey, my cousin's hot. I'm gonna
Get
marry her.
At 8 years old, no, they were like 6 or yeah. I could see it being 6 when they started out in that show.
Yeah, I
And that
guess
was
like
weird.
8, but
Yeah,
that's just
and
because they were kind of doing their own thing. I mean, they went to like the zoo all alone.
Yeah,
then-
James, this is the same hat that we got at that Japanese convention like 6 years ago. Sorry, continue.
But, so, she comes in. This other girl named Mayu comes in, and she's like this homeless girl that ends up living with all of them. And she sees Lucy totally chop up this other Declonius named Number 7 or Nana. And she just, oh, it's so brutal, dude. She just
Yeah.
rips all her arms and legs off and just leaves her
Starts
to die.
with the fingers.
I'll say
Yeah.
this though. This is one anime that really just put into detail how graphic it can be.
Yeah.
Like just the bones that you see.
Oh,
You don't see
yeah.
that often. in
Usually it's just
anime.
like a slice and then a spurt of blood and then they
Yeah.
slide in half.
This one, I love how they
Or
made it
whatever.
with
They
just
go
the
into
sound
detail.
effects,
yeah.
the bone. It's just like at first I was like, okay, on the very first episode when they gets the head cut off, you can see the bone there. And I'm like, oh, that's different.
And it's
I
not
like it. It's different. And then it stops for a little while, and I forget about it. And when it happens again, I'm like, holy fuck.
Jesus Christ.
It's just, it keeps you tuned in. That's one thing I noticed, where it's like it has a wave of intensity, and then it gets super soft, and you're like, oh, okay. Some soft shit. I can be down with it.
It's
And then,
really sad, really just depressing,
and
and
then
then
like out of nowhere,
I think
somebody explodes.
this show is making you just want to feel depressed almost every single episode,
pretty
because
much
it's
what
just
it
suffering after suffering of each character's backstory almost. And
Each character has the shittiest backstory except Yuka. Yuka's like the only one who's got a regular backstory, and everybody else just got fucked.
Well, and then Kota, he's the main guy in this
Yeah.
story. You think, like, going into it, right? Like, they kind of hint throughout the show that his sister had died, but you don't
Barely.
barely, and you don't realize that his dad had died.
Yeah.
You almost think that he's the most normal until, like, the last 2 episodes where you're like, oh, wait, he's just
Everything makes
repressing
sense.
everything.
Yeah, because so like as the story goes on, they're all just trying to get Lucy back. Oh, forewarning, there is a really fucked up scene too with Mayu's story.
Yeah.
I skipped it because it's fucking just
I'll
I
brief
think it was what, like episode 8-ish?
yeah.
I'll brief over
was
it
8.
just so people know what they're getting into. The reason why she's homeless is she ran away from home because her mother had married a new guy,
Yeah, super.
and the
fucked
guy
up dude.
was, I mean, a child molester, basically. And you don't get like a full episode on this. It's like a brief, like 10-minute interlude.
that's
But that
dark.
10 minutes was like probably one of the hardest parts of this whole entire
That was
show.
the darkest thing I've seen in any anime show, to be
It's
honest.
just like I ended
Pretty
up
much.
seeing it, and it was hard to just.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
I saw that
No
and I'm like,
words for
oh,
that.
Jesus Christ. Like, this
Yeah.
is,
And
this is
they
a
kinda-
rough one.
That one was super fucked. But throughout like the whole show, they're steady hinting at Lucy and Kota, having little memory flashbacks and just slowly piecing it together. And then the show kind of really hits a pivotal point when Lucy finally gets her memory back. And she's like, yo, dude, sorry. I killed your whole family. Like, that's why they're gone. And he's like, oh, this makes sense. I couldn't remember that, but it's not okay that you killed my family, but like, you can stay.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make out.
Yeah.
And then just like the ending's kind of super vague because Lucy just goes off to face this whole government agency and just fucking hailstorm of bullets.
So I think I can add a little bit more to it since I read a little bit.
Love you,
Yeah.
James. Take care. Talk to you later, my guy.
Because that
Bye.
Bye, James.
I'm not gonna go into a little too much into the manga, but it like fills in a lot of the gaps for that last episode. Like how she leaves and never comes back, and all he's doing is just waiting. It shows him waiting throughout the years, but that's part of it. So I guess she goes and ends up trying to, I guess, finish the job. If I can remember right, there was, who was the boss again? Kuruma?
Kuruma, the one who
Yes.
is like in charge of all
Well,
of
his
them.
daughter's one too, and I think she was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
And she ends up being if I remember right, it was a deformed, basically, head in the ocean.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, and one eye's like straight, like this centered, and then the other one's going this way. It's just, they don't show too much, but they just show enough that where you can see. I'm like, that's kind of gross, but apparently she's super strong, and the other chick, the main girl, what was her name again?
Nana?
Lucy.
Or
I'm
New.
bad with names, but
New.
Yeah. She ends up just killing more and more, and she overuses her powers and basically melts. So she was able to get strong enough to start destroying the city. Like from one area, just stretches out her arms and just starts destroying. And she has 3. So you see 2 of her sides, but there's a third side, which is the little girl. Kate. What was her main name when she was a little girl? Kaida.
Oh, I can't even remember that.
Because there's Lucy, there's Mew, and then there's starts with a K. I was
I
that
thought
was
she just
legit?
went by
yes. She went by a
Lucy
different
when
name.
she was young,
Mm-mm.
but you're
Probably right. What a
Um,
weird name.
so the two sides were nice, and there was one that was mainly the one that was pushing to kill.
Yeah.
And I guess she was the one trying to destroy everything. So subconsciously, they kind of separated that part, those two sides, and I guess was protecting. What was his name again? Yuta? Coda. So basically, shielding him from just getting slaughtered from herself. And you just see her melting, and I guess Coda ends up shooting her. Because in one of the episodes, when they were looking back there, she said, if I ever get to the point where I'm killing too many people or just start killing again, I want you to kill me.
Yeah.
And that's what he ends up doing.
It was in the train after she choked him out for a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. There's a lot more, but it's basically like the story of that. And he ends up, like, throughout the years after that happened, waiting for her in that same spot that she put the grave of the little puppy.
Yeah.
He would go back every year, every so often, and to the point where he'd come back and he had a daughter, and I guess she actually came back, left a note saying, you know, it was nice seeing you, see you next time, but she doesn't let herself be seen. And then these two little girls walk from the background, and it's basically, if someone said, "Oh, it's the two sides of Lucy and Mew, like the daughters with her other parts, I guess." So it gets confusing.
I think the reason why they left the anime off like that is it almost seemed like they were maybe trying to go for another season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see that a lot.
Yeah, the ending was pretty vague. It wasn't.
It was
really,
way vague, dude. He just
it
walks
wasn't.
out.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a book closed at the end of the show.
He like looks at the door, looks at the dog, looks at the door, walks back in the house, and you're just like, "What the fuck, dude?"
I think one of the reasons why this show is so, like, I don't think I'll ever forget this show is the fact that, like, within a 20-minute episode, you'll go from, like, 4 different, like, emotions.
Yeah.
Like, when everything's fine, when it's new, and she's just, like, being, like, a dumb little cute child, and, you know, cleaning shit. And,
fixing the clock and stuff.
Yeah, and taking her titties out and all that type of stuff. And you're like, okay, well, this is, like, silly, kind of cute.
It's goofy, but I can roll with it.
And then like her head will get bumped or whatever, and then it's immediately just like the wildest shit pops off.
The way they changed her eyes. That's one thing I loved, because the one thing bugged me about that show is how big their eyes were, because they always were just like it's like so wide eyed and like naive to the world. But then she'd like get her head bonked, and she'd just have these eyes that were like, yeah, I'm about to kill everybody in this entire area. This whole tri-state area is going downhill.
So if we go over all the characters that are in the anime, obviously Lucy being
The main one.
the main character. I don't know. I don't really know what character like she would fall under in the anime world, because she's bad, right? Like, I mean, she's not a good character. She's not the protagonist of the show.
But I don't think it's necessarily herself wanting to be that way, but a part of what the whole virus is makes you think that the humans are enemies.
Kind of, though, but if you think about her, when they showed her childhood, right, like, she got bullied for being different. Those kids fucking murdered her dog in front of her.
But I think
that's why she
I
really
think at one
snapped.
point you see, like, inside her mind that there was this other girl that has, like, her face wrapped around. That's, like, her other side basically telling her. It's basically the virus telling her, you need to kill. This is why.
Well, that's her tortured side. That's her tortured side, and that's always the side that's remembering those kids killing her dog, or remembering when they were experimenting on her in the lab and shooting her with fucking cannons and shit like that.
Right.
So that was a couple episodes, and they kind of harken back to it where, as a child, Lucy was very, like, she had the fucking run of the mill as far as bullies go.
Yeah.
And the only person that was ever nice to her was the main character, Coda.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but he saw her and came over and was like, whoa, are those your ears or horns or whatever?
Yeah,
and like,
about ready to kill him.
Yeah, and offered her a hat, like if she was ashamed to have him out or whatever, and they like sprouted a friendship, and that was the only thing that she really hung on to, and the reason why she flipped switches again is she definitely fell in love with him, and she wanted to go to this fair or party or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she saw Kodo there with what ends up being his cousin, who's another pivotal character. And she's like, "Oh, he lied to me. He is with another girl.
So
Fuck
so
him."
kill his whole
His cousin.
family.
Yeah.
His fucking cousin.
His cousin.
But
And
his
then-
cousin that's in love with him.
Kill his whole
Right.
family.
Is it a girl cousin? No, it's a boy cousin.
Yeah, he lied about it being a girl. He said there was a boy and it was a girl. And when she found that out, it just everything switched. And she
big
Mother
pissed.
she murdered that whole entire fucking carnival, pretty
She
much.
was murdered the first person
Goes to
that
show.
someone bumped into her. I think someone bumped into her.
Oh,
She was
sorry.
starting to freak
Oh,
out.
sorry,
So
my
like,
bad.
move, kid, and then she rips him in half or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh god.
And then later you find out that same day, Kodo like leaves and like tells his cousin like, "Oh yeah, well, I'll talk to you later." And they get on a train, and it was him, his dad, and his little sister. And they get on the train, and he runs into Lucy on the train, and she pretty much like straight up like calls him out on his bullshit,
Yeah.
and then kills his dad and little sister in front of him.
And that's when his repression comes in.
Yeah, then he completely repressed that memory.
The whole thing.
But
Every single he
So the
repressed
last
like a
episode.
whole year of his life.
right, and then later I didn't you don't catch on to this until after, which I thought was kind of interesting. But so when Lucy has her split personality after getting shot, and when it's new, I don't know how she's very childish, like doesn't know how to speak or whatever. But there's an incident where she breaks one of the only possessions
Shell.
Koda, a
Oh,
shell.
the seashell.
From his sister or whatever.
Yeah, it's like one of the only possessions, and she freaks out and like starts apologizing, but it almost seems like half of that apologizing was Lucy coming through trying to say sorry about killing your parents, but
Yeah.
New didn't know why she was so
just
sorry.
has no recollection of what's going on.
Well, I think Lucy didn't know. Like, she couldn't remember those things either, because at one point later on,
Him? I think
No,
Lucy
Lucy.
remembered him.
She
Lucy didn't
remembers him
remember
when-
him from the start, though.
I
Yeah,
Took
thought
her-
she
it took
did
her a
because,
minute.
well, maybe not like right off the bat, like, oh, that's him, but there was one point pretty early on where she snapped in to Lucy and Koda was there and he got her to stop, or she like made a remark about what she did to him, or she recognized. So maybe not like in the very
Right,
beginning,
right.
but she also wasn't
Eventually,
Lucy
yeah.
around him very much.
Right.
That's true.
And then we have Maya, Mayu, who is the homeless girl, which like her character arc wasn't
the saddest shit I
yeah.
ever seen in my entire life.
When she came about at first, you're just like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of weird to introduce this character.
Yeah, she's
But
just sitting there
then-
with her dog.
Yeah, then when you get into it, you're like, oh my god, because she's the one that had a dad or a stepdad that was like physically abusing her and like sexually abusing her. So she
And
ran
mom
away.
Just was telling her basically to suck it up so that
Yeah,
he'd
she's
stick
like-
around.
Yeah,
for
didn't her
her.
mom
Well,
slap her too?
her
Yeah,
mom
because she was
blamed-
pissed off about.
Her
Yeah,
mom
she said.
blamed her for what he did
She
it.
says if you weren't
When
here,
here,
he
he
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
do
like that.
Yeah,
Right.
she was
Because
like,
she
"He
wanted
wasn't
him
like
to
that.
want her,
She wasn't
and she
like
didn't
that
want
until
her
you."
because she had a daughter, and he was more
Exactly.
interested in the daughter.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that was sad is it gave me some straight Futurama vibes when she's walking on the beach with this dog, because this dog was also homeless.
Yeah.
And this little girl came up and was like, oh my god, you found my puppy, and just takes it, and she's sitting there crying. She's
Doesn't
like,
the dog come back though?
yeah, it
Yeah,
came
The
back.
dog came like right back. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Didn't
They
the
never-
dog just go back to the owner?
They never ever really, said how the dog came back.
Yeah, it just showed up again like the next
just like,
episode.
yo,
I
what's
was like,
up,
oh,
dude?
okay, dog's back, I guess.
He disappeared for a little bit, but now I'm here to stay.
I got
Long
straight
time, yeah.
Futurama vibes when that girl whose dog it was just was like straight up ignoring her and was like, no, you can't come see my fucking dog, weirdo, bye. And she's now just sitting on the beach like, what the
That's
fuck?
one thing I noticed. Like, everyone that she came across or the other girl came across, when they either looked or were homeless, like, no one cared about them.
Yeah, they completely.
Dude, everybody
disregarded
treated him
maybe
like
just a little.
shit. When
Yeah.
she walks
Except
up
for the
to get
bakery lady.
crepe.
Yeah, the bakery lady
She
kept
was
her.
super sweet.
Yep.
Made her a little cake for her
That's
birthday.
true. Forgot about her, but yeah, it was just
Dude.
like, not. I wasn't used to that. It's just like,
I was absolutely dying when Nana was like, what is all this paper? What the fuck am I gonna do with
Oh
this?
my
And
God.
she's burning it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
she's
because she
like-
saw them pay with coins.
Yeah.
And she didn't
She's like-
realize.
she was
She's like,
burning
I don't
it in the
have
fire.
500 yen. She's got like
She's like, where do I
2.5
get 5
billion
I
yen
need
in this
500
bag.
yen.
That goes into not Nana's character number 7. So I guess we need to talk about how they were experimenting with all these kids who have this virus, and Nana number 7 was one of the kids who the main one of the main directors of the people like researching had like a close connection with her, and basically
he was like, yo,
they used her to go try and kill Lucy. She failed.
Lucy fucked her
Yeah,
up.
Lucy fucked her up, and then the main director guy, what was his name?
I can't remember the one who's in charge of the whole operation, the bald dude. Wait, no, like the gray-haired dude.
Not,
Chief. That's what they call them.
not him, the
Jersey
guy,
Bold, Chief,
the guy
yeah.
who like
Kurama.
kind of saw her as a daughter.
Oh, that's Kurama.
Oh yeah, Kurama.
You just gotta recall him the fox guy.
We got the list right here.
Yeah, I know. I was just going through these. Anyways, Kurama like looked at Nana kind of as like almost like a daughter because he lost her or he lost his
Yeah.
to the virus. So he almost snuck her out, gave her a bunch of money, and said, "Hey, I'll come find you later. Just go live." But she had no idea how to use money. Had no idea how to live on her own.
I don't think he
doesn't
realized
even know.
that.
Yeah.
But the chief was like, yo, you gotta fucking shoot Nana. He was like, oh, well, fuck, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send her out. Like, I originally thought he just fucking like killed her because they do really good jobs of like not letting you guess what's gonna happen next,
Right.
because they'll just have some fuck shit going on and you're like, oh wow, this person's gonna die, and then it's like the next time you see him they're just fine.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me up about Bando, because I thought that he just was like died. They just left him on the beach to die, and then he like gets his fucking eyesight back and his arm back. And he's like, all right, dude, now we're going to take your testicles. That's what fucked me up the most.
Why? What
Because
the
they were
fuck?
just like, we're going to take your testicles.
That's just because that's something they had to fucking do,
it's
or
'cause-
what?
No, it's because her vectors touched him.
Oh.
That's right.
So
I
he
forgot
can
about that.
only
Yep,
birth.
he would make a Diclonius.
Yeah, and so they're like, we can't
That
let you do
is
this.
why.
I didn't
That makes
catch
sense.
on to
I
that.
didn't get that.
No, they were super, super
I was like, why
vague
the
on
fuck
that.
are they taking his nuts, dude?
Dude, he just comes in and he's like, we're going to need to take your testicles. And he's like, why? And then he's like, because the Diclonius touched you. But they don't explain why that's a bad thing till
Yeah.
like 2 episodes later.
Yeah.
And so you're just sitting there and this guy's like, we're going to take your fucking nuts. You're either going to die here or you're going to let us take your testicles and let me give you a fucking robot arm.
You know, I didn't think much of it until they explained that, but I kind of liked how they didn't explain it then and explained it later.
So
And
you're
it
just-
made me one of those
Yeah.
thinking back
Well,
moments.
and one pivotal, one of the dark. So I think the top 3 darkest things in this whole entire show. Obviously, the sexual abuse
Yeah.
was number 1. I mean, that shit was
yeah,
fucked
that
up.
was mad fuck.
I think second was Kurama being the person who had to go and fucking tell these parents like, "Hey, we're gonna kill your kid
oh, yeah.
because like it has this virus." And
Yeah.
then you find out, because I don't think he's really necessarily that bad of a guy either.
No, he
Well, my
seemed like a
favorite-
really a good-natured person that just was in a job that demanded some really cruel acts.
Yeah.
Well, dude, what killed me about him is he was like such a good-natured person, but then whenever anybody tried to get in his business, he'd be like, "I killed my own daughter."
Yeah.
And just fucking like look super intensely at him, and you're like, "Oh, whoa, chill."
Yeah,
bro."
that-
was intense.
like
those
your
couple
daughter's still
movies-
alive.
Are those couple episodes where they're showing his backstory where he like kind of showed up as like this happy-go-lucky scientist ready
He's
to
like,
research,
"Yeah,
and then
yeah."
straight up like had to go and tell, was it one of his friends who
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was his best friend
It was
in
like
the
his
office.
closest
Yeah.
friend.
They were talking about it. I think you see him get touched by a diclone by a vector,
yeah
and it she just stabbed the back of his head basically or something, and then basically a couple scenes later he was having a kid, and then he had to go and fucking
Yeah.
kill his
You gotta
kid.
kill your kid,
And
bro.
I think they had just killed one of the first kids, so they were all fucked up by it, and then he has a fucking kid.
Salty says this show doesn't really have flashbacks except for the major one, but a lot of scenes feel like they are out of order even when they aren't.
Mhm.
I could
I
feel
did have
that.
that
There was
There's
some
so
out of
much
order.
shit
There's-
going on.
You know, one thing I didn't like about this is how some of the characters acted, as in towards the end of the scene where Yuka, is it? The cousin talks to the little girl, the homeless girl.
Maya.
And she's basically admitting that she likes Kuma? Koda. Trying to remember.
Kuma.
But yeah, and I guess the little girl says, "You're in love with him," but the way she says it, like she understands what love is. I'm like, aren't you a little young to really know what that means?
Yeah.
Like that
13,
characteristic,
bro?
and then the cousin, the one thing I didn't quite like about her is just like how understanding she was on a lot of the situations.
Oh, she was
dude.
very selfish.
She was oblivious as fuck. Every fucking shitty thing that happened to someone was just like, "Whoop."
Well, and it was almost like she, like 100% in her mind, feels like she deserves Coda.
Like a little obsessive. Over
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
When in reality, like, they hung out like what, once or twice as a kid,
Yep.
and she's held on to that memory for her whole entire
Didn't she say
teenage
in the beginning
years.
that she waited at the train station like every year?
Yeah.
At the same, because I think when he left, he just said, "I'll be back next year."
Yeah, because I don't think
He was supposed to come back like every summer for
I'll
a
be
trip.
back next year.
Yeah, I don't think they-
ever
I think they mentioned something that no one in her family explained, that
Yeah.
his dad and
Oh yeah,
sister
they didn't
died.
explain it to
Yeah.
her because she was too young, so they
They just-
waited.
yeah. But her character was probably the worst part of the show, just because I felt like
She gave me mad Asuka vibes from
So
Evangelion.
I think the part that pissed me off the most of her is when Koda was couldn't remember the box, and she just freaked out and I think ran away or something.
yeah,
But then later, come to find out that she actually didn't know what exactly happened, but she knew that the sister and dad got murdered.
right.
Yeah.
It was like, knowing that, why do you expect someone to remember?
Yeah. Care about
that.
anything that happened anywhere near that point.
Because that was
in his
within,
life.
I want to say, within a month of it happening. I think that whole box thing to the whole parents getting murdered or family getting murdered. So I was like, she's very, very selfish.
Yeah. Her character, I think, I don't know. I think that she was the worst part of the show, but it wasn't enough to really drag the show down. It just
No.
like every time she had like screen time,
She's just a pain in the ass.
You were just
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
He was like, "Come on, fucking-
Anytime you saw her,
What's your problem?
she was just that guy.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that I didn't like about Koda a little bit was how oblivious he was to a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Especially the ending when he's running towards the girl.
Lucy, probably.
No, not Lucy. Right before that, it was when
Was it Nana?
yeah, when she was basically getting torn apart, and she runs
Oh, yeah.
and gets her, and then he looks up, it's like, huh?
Yeah. No, I mean I guess that's part of the comedy, because this show
Yeah.
is funny. Like there's a
It
lot of
has some
I
scenes
had
that are
some
funny.
funny points, yeah.
I think that's where they tried to hide the humor in the two normal characters of how ridiculously
Every
dumb they
single
are.
time, they're just absolutely oblivious to every situation.
Right. And I
But
mean,
yeah, that's kind of how he was set up to be. I mean, he sort of
Dude.
just had like a super traumatic
It's
incident in his childhood, and then seems like he just kind of went on autopilot for a bunch of years until he showed up in that town.
It's even funnier in the dub, dude, because whenever he has like a sudden realization of what's going on, he's like, "Oh,"
oh,
and just like looking around, you see like body parts flying everywhere. He's like, "Oh."
There was also the whole. I'm still a little confused on the character who was the teacher or the professor.
Oh, the son?
dude.
Yeah, the son of the chief.
So the chief wanted to basically be the new Adam and have Lucy
Right.
be the new Eve, so
Yeah.
he could create a bunch of Decloni. And so his son was like, "Fuck you, Dad. I'm gonna get there first." But then
okay.
fucking it gets just even more confusing.
So I think I read
He
a
went to
little bit.
study more on like their evolution or something.
Right.
Like he went off to
Well,
to not go and like catch them and study them directly, like with those brutal tests and everything, but he went to go like sort of study their evolution and like their genetics.
Dude, I'm 95% sure he raped Lucy. Like,
No,
'cause-
it got close,
yeah,
but you can even tell, like, when he's taking off his clothes, that she basically just beheads him.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, when
She's
he
like, I
like,
thought you were asleep.
well, dude, because he starts like taking his clothes off, and then they were like, all right, let's put a commercial break, like right here, and it cuts back, and it's like he's still taking his clothes off, but he's just like looking back at a chalkboard or something. So it kind of looks like they kind of like shifted the camera view a little.
I sort of
So-
forgot that he was trying to.
Yeah,
Trying
so
to
it's
make-
like when it comes back in, it's still the same scene, but it's just at a different angle. But they kind of make it look like it's
There
like
could-
after
it could
he
have been.
got up and he was
Right.
like putting his pants back on, but then he
That
starts
makes
like
sense.
taking his shirt off, and you're like, oh, okay, we're right here.
Yeah, that whole, I don't know, like you said, this show has a lot of very dark themes in it, but it's packaged in a weird, like,
Cuddly way.
yeah, like you almost don't realize how dark the themes are because of how much silliness there is in the show.
I think Salty Frank said the funniest thing I've seen all day.
And Lucy misinterpreted his meaning by head cap.
Give me some head.
Because I think, okay, let's talk about what we really thought of the show. Like, because we've kind of gave character explanations and
No.
reviews. I'm kind of torn, to be honest with you guys. Like, I don't think I'll ever forget this show because there's some anime that are.
You'll ever watch it again.
Yeah, I don't need to watch it ever again, and I don't know. I feel like it was so convoluted that I feel like the show was like 6 episodes too short of being like amazing because I felt like they had to cram so much shit into just this 12
into
episode
12.
arc.
And it's
that-
just so jumbled.
It was
and
so
messy.
It was so messy, but at the same time, it was probably one of the most unique animes I've ever watched.
That's why I want to read the manga, because I don't know if the manga is all super messy like that.
From what I read, because I just skimmed through a little bit, but it was very unorganized.
Oh,
A lot of the areas, but it could have been because the drawings were very different looking than the actual anime, where I was still trying to figure out who was who, and I went back and started kind of where this ended, but even then that was a little just confusing. So, but
You're just like, what the fuck?
I'd probably still read it and see.
What's up, Savage? Long time no see, my guy. I also think that, I don't know, for me personally, from at least like the animes that I've watched, I'm not a big fan of fan service in anime. And I know that that's like a trope, but it was almost so in your face obvious that it took away from like the impact on some of the characters, because like it was hard to take like scene serious where it was like they were talking about something serious and then New come in with her tits out and you know
think
bouncing
You completely
around.
forget about
I-
everything that happened in the past 2 minutes.
I don't
Yeah.
necessarily. I didn't really see this show. I mean, yeah, it is kind of like a fan service, but it's like a fan service show in the same way that like Titanic was the first thing that some kids fucking beat off to.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the nudity is there, especially in those scenes you're talking about, to really display how stupid she is and how she just does not understand how she's supposed to act around
That's
people
true.
at all. Period.
Like her
Because
nudity is like
she was used to just being naked all the time. She didn't have clothes.
right.
They didn't have her in clothes. They had her naked in a fucking helmet wrapped up in a giant steel box or whatever.
True.
And so when she was just like, just whipping her boob out, she had no idea. She's like,
"What's
what are
this
clothes?
shit
This
for?"
seems
She
in my
doesn't-
way of my little,
she
of this
doesn't-
part of my skin.
She doesn't grasp the concept
Yeah.
of sexuality.
And if it
That's-
was like fan service, I felt like they would have probably made everything would have been more,
Well, I think the
busty
part
and,
I would consider fan
and
services
curvy and stuff.
gets behind the cousin and starts fondling her.
yeah.
Oh, that shit was fucking weird.
That was funny.
That was funny, but that got weird, dude. I was like, hold the phone, dude. There's
I
already
honestly thought-
fucking...
Koda was gonna say, "Man, I wish I could just stay here."
Well, and then there was the scene where he had to change her underwear,
Oh,
and the girl
I
walks
forgot
in
about
with
that.
her legs up.
right
He's
when
like,
he pulls him off over his head, pretty much. He's all.
So
It's not what it looks like!
So overall,
Just-
what would you guys rate it?
Give it a good 6 out of 10 Whoopi Goldbergs.
yeah, I'm
I was
right
gonna go
around there.
7.
If it wasn't as messy, I would have liked it more.
What was your likes and dislikes? Like one like and one dislike.
I loved all the gore. To be honest, I love gory animes.
Yeah.
I loved how they made it more like of a realistic aspect, and I love the whole opening escape. That's what kind of draws you in. Is like the whole opening
that
scene.
first episode, I think, really like caught my attention. I was like, all right, well, let's see what happens next. But
Yeah, and then I hated Mayu's whole backstory. That was super fucking depressing. I just feel like they could have done without that. They could have made her have a sad backstory, but not just made it so
I
dark.
think they could have made some of those points not as in your face and like as like whoa that's
as
fucked,
blatant as
but
it
I
was.
think they could have made those points without
just
showing
been a little
that
more
as
subtle,
much
you
as they
know?
showed in that scene when he like bent her over and everything, and
Yeah.
that was like okay, that's too far.
yeah.
That's just uncomfortable.
So what would you rate it?
I'd rate it like 7, and if
7.
it didn't have
It
those
would've been-
super uncomfortable parts, my only 2 real negative takeaways are the really just how far they showed those uncomfortable parts and like the lack of ending, really. Just sort of it kind of just
Do you think
fizzled
that
out. There
at
was
the-
sort of that big
what year
scene on
did
the
this
bridge.
come out?
Well,
I don't know.
Because I'm curious. I was like,
It's an older
what
one.
what shows how far a show can go as far as that aspect goes
no.
before someone says no, you're not allowed to put that in there.
Let me.
I'm googling
It's like
it right
Mid '90s, early 2000s,
now. It
2004.
was
2004.
2004.
Hey, we almost watched it from its
Oh yeah.
when it
Yeah,
came out.
right.
Originally.
nice, dude.
Close enough.
Close.
Oh, Salty says, "Wait, what about anime girl Stephen Hawking?
Oh, fucking.
We didn't even
Number-
touch on her."
Number
Not
35.
really. We didn't really know 35.
Number
that much.
35.
I think she was just fucking pure evil.
Yeah.
dude.
But
Overall.
also purely innocent.
Yeah,
Because
no,
she was
exactly.
not
So
interacted
she
with.
didn't know what was right and wrong.
Yeah.
She just picked one and just thought it was fun to do that.
Yeah.
But
They introduced her.
So I
really
wonder-
good, though.
yeah,
Is that one girl in her Lucy's head with the bandage? I wonder if she's like almost like the heart of the Diclonius.
Is she in everyone's head? That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
thought,
what I'm
too.
wondering. I'm wondering if she's just sort of like, like the highest part of their
She's the
little
hive mind.
yeah, like the hive mind basically. I wonder if that's what she represents. That's why she's just got a bandaged up face.
That's
and
kind of what I
everything.
took away is that whatever that is
Yeah.
isn't actually
And she's
just in
that
Lucy's
devil
head,
in their
that's the
ear saying kill,
virus.
kill, kill.
yeah.
Just
I
kill
think
all
that's
humans and replace.
part of what the
replace them
virus
with us.
does.
Yeah,
Take
we're just
over the
like,
world.
we're
Kind
gonna
of like
take over
when
you.
you become a zombie. All you
Yeah.
want to do is eat.
Yeah.
So what would you rate it?
Oh,
I
I
would-
wasn't quite finished.
Oh,
Oh,
go
my
ahead,
bad.
sorry.
And what I'm saying is, if it had like a better ending, didn't go as far on those points, it would have been a really good show. And the things that I really did like, I like how crazy some of those character arcs were. How just they seemed, like he was, like Coda was just an innocent kid, just got back from school or whatever, taking a vacation with his cousin that's in love with him for whatever fucking reason.
And then bam,
And,
hit you with
yeah,
the
it just it makes it seem like he's just this normal little kid, and then when they meet Lucy, she's just some random naked girl on the beach, and she's crazy, but then it goes into freaking he got savagely ruined by her, and the whole time they're kind of slowly getting close together, and then in that moment when he realizes, he just goes, okay, he's like, I like Neo. Lucy
don't
really
like you.
ruined my life, but I also liked Lucy before that. She just made really bad
I think
decisions.
he does that one. I'm pretty sure on the show she explains just a little bit of what she had to go through and why she is how she is in the show to him. I think that's kind of why he kind of starts accepting her towards the very, very end.
Mhm. Yeah, he does. He tells her because he told her that if I kill again, you need to kill me. If I can't stop
Yeah.
killing, you need to kill me.
Thanks, Paragon.
But yeah, I really liked that part of their story.
Yeah.
How at the very end, when he finally realized, oh, you're the one that killed my family, changed my life forever, and
Talk
but
about moving
I
on.
still
Seriously, that
I
the
love you
definition.
in his way, whatever. If they were together after that or not, or
Yeah.
if he's with his cousin, or One of the other little girls that lives in his house.
Sneaker Gale says, "Please take off your shoes." Maybe.
No.
Maybe for you, dude. We'll see how the show goes.
You're gonna have to
Tips.
Venmo me $10.
Yeah.
Take my shoes off.
Salty
Throw some
Frank
dollars.
Per
says,
shoe.
Per
shoe.
Salty Frank says, "I thought Kodo was a mega simp by the end." True.
Dude, Koda was walking around saying, "I'm a motherfucking SIMP, bro."
Yeah.
Anyways, your rating?
I give it probably a 6 out of 10 Oprah Winfrey's. And
Not even.
I'm right there with you.
no. Now, my reason why it got so low is I agree with you. I think that the scenes that were way over the top, I could have done without in the show. Because I almost like...
They could have made that point still without showing that much. It's
Right.
just the showing
They could have.
that much just makes you really...
gone in right as he's like, "Take your clothes off." Boom. Next scene.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
skip-
exactly.
Tons of
Yep.
ways you
Skip
could
all
have done
that
it.
right then
And
and there.
done.
I didn't
Point
need
across.
to...
Gotten the point across. We would have all been big
And
sad.
her running out of the house crying or whatever.
I know.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
That
agree.
wouldn't
I
have
could have
been-
done without that, but I also could have done without her as a character just because this goes back to what I'm saying where I felt like the show was just too short. We got thrown so many characters in like such a short amount of time that it was
Very
like,
dramatic characters.
yeah,
Yeah.
who should I give a fuck about at this point? Like
It's supposed
Lucy is the one that I want to know more about, but I don't really give a fuck about
any
this
of these
new
other
characters.
Like you're saying that she was put in there, but she didn't really have an actual
She wasn't
role.
pivotal in
Right.
the show.
Mhm.
I also, another big thing that I disliked was just not giving us information about the vectors. Because it's such a cool fucking idea. But all you really know is like, oh yeah, they come out of their body and they're invisible and they can control them.
You find out that they can do more than just be hands.
Yeah.
They basically are just telekinesis. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Basically that. And also
Yeah, it's just energy.
it shows where she basically is telling, or she's humming the song from that music box. Right before, I think either before or a little way before that, where she's dying. And she's basically sending that to everyone around. Basically, anyone that's around, I would say a few thousand feet, because everyone, even on the jets that around, are listening to her humming in their heads, saying, "Oh, what is this? Like, can you hear this?" It's like, "Yeah, just ignore it, just shoot," basically. But that's basically the same power that the hands is. But it just basically, I think it just evolves into something else.
So what you're saying is the hands are just a visual representation so we understand what the telekinesis can do.
I think so. Eventually, it kind of explains that there's just
Because they can
more
act
steps
almost
to
like a
that.
sword, or they
Right.
can grab and move and maneuver things, but they also just slice through just like a perfect razor blade.
Right. I think some of the things I like though is the uniqueness of the show. Like I've never seen anything quite like this. Like there's
that's I think that's what
Mhm.
why I liked it, but not enough to say I would watch it again.
anime is a tough thing to rate because there's so much good.
Mhm.
There's so many good animes that I almost feel like I'm disrespecting some other shows that I've gave 6s in the past because it's
from
not
experience though.
yeah, it's not a bad show. And I recommend people watching this show?
Like, yeah, if you want to, sit at home alone for
If you want to
night.
mind fuck,
Yeah.
if you want to
Open
mind
your
fuck,
Horizon Top.
yeah, then I would recommend it. If you want to,
If you want to,
and you're not afraid of getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely have to know going in. There's some scenes where you're gonna go, "Wow, that's not okay." Like, and I'm not just saying that like as in a, "That's not okay." Like, there's scenes where you're like, "Oh, this is probably one of the most fucked up things I've seen." Period.
That's illegal, dude.
I think
Yeah.
that's why I would probably give it a 6 too, because
Yeah.
I'm still right above the I like it, but not enough to say that it would be in my top 100 shows or something like that.
Right.
But I think one thing the main thing I didn't like was the whole how the characters acted, like the wording that each character got to say as lines was just off for me. It was like the way I would see the characters and what they would say. I didn't like the mesh. what I really liked is how, like you were saying, how unique it was, how dark it could have been, or how dark it was, and how they added other little bits like of humor into it, to some of the characters, and I don't mind. I think I would be the one that doesn't mind the scene. I say that. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I fucking hated it. But at the same time, it's just like, I understand where they're going with it.
Right.
No, that's exactly how I feel. That's why I said they could have still gotten all that information to you of what happened.
For me,
not show.
For me,
just
I
that
think
little,
it's also
part.
giving almost like a message saying, this happens in real life. Like this is something real.
Yeah, it almost like you have to come to terms with that being a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was tough to watch. I don't know. I just think that if they had, and I think this happens just in anime across the board, is I think some of these producers, they're given a certain budget and they're given a certain amount of episodes. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know the story behind them making the show, but I bet they wanted more episodes. Because it just...
They had to jam so much shit into just 13 episodes.
Yeah, it was really hard to get... It's like you could have flushed out all the characters a little bit more. You could have gave a little bit more backstory on what, like, the virus is and all these different things if they had even, like, 5 more episodes.
The budget was... low, I would say, with this.
Yeah.
And because it was like that, and they probably had a time limit to this, and after the show coming out, there probably not enough people liked it for them to say, all right, let's make the second part. They left it that way, but they probably didn't get a budget for it at all.
I wonder if they almost were forced to wrap it up the best they could.
No, yeah, probably.
Because that's kind of what it...
Because I think if I remember right, they would probably post episodes every so often, like kind of like what they do now, like once a week or something like that. Yeah. So maybe towards the end, people were getting uninterested.
I definitely think that as far as opening an anime goes, this might be like one of the strongest openings of any anime I've ever seen.
It was pretty insane.
Because it's just like...
Well, it's like...
Doesn't hold your hand.
You got a bunch of bullshit going on here, and you're like, where the fuck's this going? What the hell's going on here?
It makes you understand what's going to be happening
throughout
the whole... In that first episode, how bad it can get, and much more.
When I watched it, right, like we can kind of summarize the first opening because it's not really, like, whatever. But, so, they're in this, like, factory, and they're all panicking and freaking out, and you see this girl with a helmet on, and she's naked, and she's walking, and she is just fucking obliterating these people, these military guys. Like, just blowing them up, like...
Still don't understand, though, why she didn't kill...
Kurama.
Wasn't that the guy with black hair?
Yeah.
But who's the one in charge? The very, very end. That's the guy who's...
the guy
that's what I was talking about before.
I think it's just
she was just trying to
because...
escape.
Yeah,
No. I'm talking about the boss, like the main boss. At the very end, the dad.
Oh.
The one that's giving the money out.
Oh, I think that there's some sort of like respect between all these guys, all these.
But that's his boss.
Well, I
the
think
character
it's
I'm
just
talking
like
about, the one that shows his horns at the very, very end.
Oh, I don't think she saw him when that scene happened.
No. I bring that up because I mentioned him and I thought that's who you said that was Kuruma, but I guess I messed up there.
Oh, no. Kuruma's the black hair.
Okay,
Kuruma's the black haired dude because she just waltzes past him in the opening. She's just like, whatever, bitch, out of my way.
Right.
I think that they all kind of know that I don't know, because there was multiple times that he could have gotten killed, but they didn't. And I think it's because they know that
he backhanded the living shit out of her in the cemetery.
I wonder if they can't kill someone who is like a birther or whatever you want to call it.
Maybe.
A father of one of them.
That's more information that they probably could have gave us that we just didn't know.
She's just like, ooh, I want to kill you, but you're my dad.
Yeah, that opening scene, like, it really puts things in perspective when she's standing there and and there's that whole line of military dudes and that girl comes stumbling up.
That stupid ditzy lady.
It would make sense for them to keep the fathers
another character.
alive.
I didn't.
Because
that was just
they're
kind of
trying. If their goal is to further their race and replace humans, they want someone out there making other Diclonius. So if they have someone that's infected, They probably keep them alive just to keep infecting, but they'll kill
True.
randoms.
So I think overall, with an average,
6.
7, 7, 6, 6, 6.5.
6.5.
And overall for all of us.
Yeah, I think 6.5 is a good representation of the show.
Good point there.
Because I mean, it fits.
Yeah, it was good, but it wasn't super good.
Right. Especially
Wasn't good
considering
enough.
what other animes are out there.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough to be
I think
considered
it's
one of the
6.5
grades.
is good enough that if they were to ever continue the show,
Or
I'd
redo it.
probably just watch it just to
Yeah.
make sense of everything else.
Or redo it like they do other shows,
Oh,
true to the
Brotherhood.
manga or something.
I don't think they should do that because back then in 2004, like that animation, like with the details that they had, I think that was pretty good. Like there's some shows that could get remade, but I would say this one personally, I wouldn't. So that
No,
would be
I
the
like
hard
it
part.
for what it is, but if they were to do like a Brotherhood, like
Oh, I see.
you know what I mean, but keep it more true to the manga and like tell the story the way that they wanted to, or the way that they believe the fan base wants it to be told.
Like they need
I mean,
to
they
do with
can-
Death Note on
they
the last
can.
6 episodes.
Yeah, they can do that. And
Sorry.
I'd be totally alright. But yeah, no, like you said, I really did like the show for what it was.
Yeah.
Pushed a few boundaries a little far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really did. I enjoyed it. I would definitely. I'll probably even watch it again after having watched it already, just to kind of pay attention a little better to certain things I missed in the beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted to before it came back. I was thinking about watching it, just binging through it in like 2 nights real quick before I came in, but I didn't have the
Fresh your
time.
memory.
I kind of wonder if it is a show where there's things that you'll gain more a second time through because you know what's going on.
Well, even just watching, because I think I watched 2 or 3 episodes subbed, and then I watched the rest of it dubbed. But I watched those first 2 or 3 episodes again. So I think even that, just watching 2 or 3 episodes twice.
I think it was one show that I had to really pay attention to, not just what they talked about, but everything around them. So I watched it all dubbed.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to watch shows dubbed.
So
I had to watch anything that's pretty much anything that's dubbed, unless it's ridiculous and they did a really bad job
Yeah.
dubbing it. Then I'm gonna watch it dubbed, just because reading I can't really be paying attention
That's
to.
why I always watch on the
everything.
phone.
I've
You
been
can
watching.
see everything.
Yeah.
I've been watching One Piece dubbed. And that's been really good dubbed so
Yep.
far.
Salty,
I like it dubbed.
Salty says the show also suffers from either being like a speed of 100,
Yeah.
a lot of things happening to it, or a 0, an absolute crawl, almost like a crappy slice of life at times. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No,
agree.
it does. They speed through some things and slow down for some other stuff. It's really slow.
What would you rate it out of 10, Salty? Since you're kind of going to be the residential 5th member of the
He's
crew.
like 0 out of 10. This is the worst garbage
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Well, while we wait for
I think he was saying
reply,
he liked it in the chat.
Oh,
I was gonna show
I was down with it up until
some of these, and I was gonna see if you guys wanted to pick from some of the ones. But most of these are from either 2 people that I have on Instagram. This one, I think for the most part, is from Retro Sticks, and I have to. Oh no, actually, Modified Decals. That's what it's called, the page. But this is one of my favorites.
just the little ice cream.
Yeah, and then there's obviously Goku. Do you guys recognize who this is?
Uh-uh.
Can it?
No.
He's one of my favorites for one of my favorite
Oh fuck! I don't even know.
shows. I don't know. It's too far.
6 out of 10 Wendy's spicy nuggets.
I forget his name, but he's in one of my shows for like trying to remember his what is it called? I can't remember. It's for
doesn't
drifting,
even
basically
know who
racing.
it
I
is.
know.
He's like, do you guys know what this is? My favorite guy from
He's
my
one.
favorite
Well,
show.
he's from one of my
I don't even know who
favorite
he
shows.
is.
I'm just really bad with names.
Oh,
I get
the
you, dude, I'm
drifting
terrible.
anime?
Yeah.
Initial
He's
D?
a dad. Initial D. Initial D. This is the badass.
That's one I want to
father.
watch. Is it good?
Oh yeah.
I want
love
to
it.
watch
I've
that
heard
really
it's
I
bad.
haven't seen Initial D in fucking years, dude.
Yeah. Then we
Aw.
have Mr.
The cutest drugged
Yes.
out Pikachu.
Yes.
He's a legend.
I think I have the bigger version of him too. I
would-
think somewhere.
I would do drugs with Pikachu.
That's pretty dope.
Off
Eyes
record.
are sweet.
Thunderbolts you.
And then there's some that I will keep. And I'm like, I'm gonna keep. This is one of them.
Oh yeah, that thing's sick.
Fucking Deku, dude.
The Naruto one's dope too.
Yeah. So these will be the options so far.
Don't be making this shit difficult as fuck.
I know.
Dude, I'm just trying to
Dude,
cut
I
that
think-
Naruto.
Then
no
there's
cap.
I think
Goku.
I'm gonna have to take your.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna have to take Super Saiyan 3 Goku if nobody else laying
Yeah.
claim to it.
It's so this one.
That's my shit right there.
Yeah, the thing's dope.
That's my dude.
Oh, there's a lot.
I
Oh,
always-
this
I
one.
always tried to
This
go
one,
Super
I think
Saiyan
you
when I
already
was a
know.
kid.
Oh,
It's kind of hard to see. Let's see. Kind of see it a little bit. But it's a little cat with Mr. Ice Cream Dude on top. And this
Yeah.
one's yours. This was the one because I saw it, I'm like, okay, anything cat is yours.
it's true. That is God, what is that? It's on.
Oh, dude, that's the Facebook cat.
Yeah,
That's the little guy who goes around on a moped.
yeah.
He's making pancakes and shit.
Yeah,
There
the
you
cat's
go.
a fucking G, straight up.
Dude, that shit's dank.
Thank you for
I
that.
didn't show this guy.
God, where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna think of a great spot
On
for
your
it.
back window.
So
Do
then
you
there's
do you have one of those little corner windows? Just a little tiny
These ones-
triangle window in the back, in the
Yeah.
back seat.
these ones I can't
You do like
give
there. That's where I
only
always like to
because
put
these were a
things like
gift to
that.
me, and I hate giving stuff that is
Yeah.
gifted to me. But it's what's this guy's name again?
Toby Rama.
Yeah.
Toby Rama.
Fucking wood style expert, my guy.
Yeah.
Is that what he had? Yeah.
No,
No, he wasn't
He
the
was
Woodstock. He was the water
no, he was the one who made the resurrection jutsu.
Oh yeah.
resurrection and did the one that the trans what is it called? The one that Naruto figures out from his dad, where he can transport.
Oh, the
Teleport.
teleportation one?
Yeah. And then I think I showed you those. So those were a gift from a friend. And there's even these are pretty cool in here too.
Dude, these are sweet.
These come from Instagram girl. Her name is Choto,
Are they all
CHOTTO,
Kami House? Yeah.
and she does some pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, they're all Kami.
Oh yeah, you showed me
Yeah,
hers.
Luffy.
Yeah, those are
Drooling.
Yeah.
Thinking about meat.
sweet.
Okay.
We need to go back to the
So
meat
I
shop.
have two Luffy's, and since One Piece is my favorite, I'm definitely gonna keep this one. This has it's like a 3-piece, so I have to be really, really careful if I ever put this on anything. But I might just keep this way.
She even wrote you a
Shiny.
little message, dude.
Oh yeah. I didn't understand that part, the very bottom. If you want to read it.
But looks like it says, come, no.
Come all over.
So it says One Piece is so dang good. 1,000 episodes is so easy. Thank you, Mimi. No bazookas.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm sure it's,
Gum bazooka.
Oh, that's what he. Okay. Oh
That
yes,
makes sense.
yes.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense. I'm like,
Gum
that doesn't
Gum.
look like a Jeep, but now that makes sense.
bazooka.
I was hoping one of you guys might have figured out what it went, but that's funny because I mentioned while I was buying these, I gave her a note saying, "Awesome, thank you for putting Luffy on there. I've been waiting to get one of your Luffys from your page," and I think that's what she wrote that. So that's pretty awesome. She
That is awesome.
does writings on some of the sales that she does. So I think either she does with everyone or maybe some. Either way, I love that she did that. So for sure keeping that one. And there's this Luffy
picking his nose.
picking his nose. And I will see if any of you want that one either. That's an option.
It's
This,
deep in there, dude.
I'm brain farting, but I'm having this guy on my arm
Killua?
eventually. Killua, there we go. He's probably by far my favorite character on Hunter x Hunter.
He was badass in Hunter x Hunter.
You can kind of see, you can't see it there, but you can see in person that it's like, what would you call that? The shiny, the
lightning.
Holographic.
holographic lightning. So that's probably my favorite. Then there's this little
Yo, is that Ein?
Little ninja dog.
Oh no.
little ninja dog. This one's gonna be hard to see,
What's that, Doctor?
but he's basically one of those big butt dogs.
Corgis.
Corgis.
Yeah.
He's a corgi with a kunai knife. in the back.
I thought it was the Cowboy Bebop dog, but that might be one of Kakashi's dogs.
Yeah, I think it is. So that'll be an option.
Hakun.
And I'm gonna have to keep these two for sure. But this is Itachi. It's probably by far out of all these my second or third favorite, just because of the way it looks and the way she designed this one. The eye in this one is kind of like a holographic color or look to it too.
Yeah, that's rad.
sick.
And
So
then,
and then all the tailed beasts.
Candy red or something.
it's all about number 8.
Yep.
He's the fucking G.
Octopops.
But
Yeah.
these all come in like the bigger sizes individually. But I thought that the smaller ones would be a lot better just to have.
Yeah.
So, and then there's 2 more things. There's this dude, which I have 2 of. I'll show you in a second. Brawley? Is that
Brawley,
how you
yep.
pronounce it? Brawley. I thought
King of
because
Saiyans,
I thought
right?
James was really into this guy, or at least into Dragon Ball Z.
That shit's
So I thought
Brawley.
he would thought it would really look cool, but
Dude, when you
Kinda
first
see it
said that, I
up
hella
close.
thought it was
Yeah, that's
Exodia.
you
was
pass it
looking
if
at
you
it.
want. But I
Sweet.
have the other version. Actually, I showed this one first. It's hard to see.
Get it
Looks
real
just
close.
Black. Yeah, go for it. See if it does.
There you go. It's like
There we go.
super.
So I have the. What would you consider this? Like the color was like white.
Iced out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a
Something
white
like
and then
that.
like a rainbow
Let's see if
flake,
we can
almost
see
like an
this a little
opal.
better.
Yeah.
It focused on the other one.
Yeah, but I have him on my bag, my special bag, which I thought was cool.
How special is the bag?
Very special.
Is it special because there's drugs in it?
Special because there's just
Guys
a,
drooling.
a Japanese bag
Yeah.
that I got. Oh, and I guess there's this dude, the one I think you mentioned.
Zoro?
Zoro.
I love Zoro.
I did have someone else, but I lost him, unfortunately.
Zoro.
Zoro is
the ultimate badass.
yeah.
He's rad.
I think I would say Luffy's my second. Zoro would be my favorite. But then I got these fresheners, air fresheners, and I think they're all Dragon Ball Z related.
They're all Kami's house, so I was looking
Yeah,
at them. They're
yeah.
all just Kami house, different
And
style.
I opened it by accident. Can't remember how. And then I'm realizing now that I forgot some stickers, but then I just went with the lighter and just melted off right here. 'Cause I was like, I don't know if I'll use these anytime soon.
Did it smell good?
I think.
I mean, don't open it, but I was just
You can
curious.
kind of smell a little bit.
They each just smell like Kami's house.
Oh, that
From
smells
different positions.
That smells really good.
Kami's house. Oh, that smelled like Kami's house near the toilet. Just kidding.
Smells
Smells
like
like Kami's front door.
But I was
This one's gotta be
thinking,
your bedroom.
turtles and boobs.
I was thinking of either 2 things. Somehow figuring out how to give this one away.
Oh, it's like 2 people on the stream?
Yeah.
We could do that.
I don't know how you. I think you would know better than I would on
Yeah.
how to do that.
We'll do it after. I can actually set up a giveaway that people can enter.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Let me
So
see it.
it's Mr. Brawley
I think it's fucking
going
sick.
Super Saiyan. I thought it was pretty cool. Trying to remember how I got him by.
Suggestions if people buy, if you win this giveaway, you should turn it into a fucking necklace.
Yeah.
That'd be a dope ass.
Dude, a Brawley chain.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking legit.
Did you ever see? I don't know what rapper it is, but he has the fucking.
KSI, he has the Sphinx, that cat, right? You saw
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
He has the.
Beerus.
Oh.
Beerus? I think it's
Beerus.
Beerus.
Yeah.
Beeru.
The Dragon Ball
Beerus?
Z one. Yeah, Beerus. He has like a
Beerus.
fucking 24 karat diamond
It's
Beerus like
insane.
fucking thing.
Yep. He has a song about him.
Yeah. And then there's also the other rapper who has the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, fucking,
pendant
I just barely saw that one. I think that one was Ski Mask the Slump God.
Yeah, I think so.
He got Yu-Gi-Oh's necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
opens
all
up and
diamonds
spins
and
too.
shit, yeah. Bieber
sweet.
asks, I have a question. Have any of you seen Nemo in Slumberland?
No, but I've seen Finding Nemo.
That sounds very familiar.
So, me and her actually watched this. It's like, it's not a main... I'm drawing a blank.
Some.
Totoro people. What's the company that makes like Totoro and
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, it's not.
Ghibli? Is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
Let's just call it Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland.
Me and her watched it, and it's actually really good. But it's definitely like a kid's.
That go up to the top again. The very top. That moon in that, like right under your mouse, that looks familiar. That little, but I don't think I've even. Oh, Nemo Adventures in Slumberland.
Would
Dude, this
created
kinda looks
from,
like it was
from
made-
us here? Or
Yeah,
who's
this looks like
this
an
from?
American.
Yeah,
around
this looks
What
like
does that look to, that style?
Snow White and all that.
Dude, this looks like the people that made Babies in Toyland.
Might be.
Babies in Toyland.
You ain't never seen Babies in Toyland?
Oh, what the
No.
fuck is Babies in
That's like
Toyland?
a classic childhood movie. Did your parents beat you when you were a kid?
I guess.
Directors.
It must be
Masami
blanking it out like
Hada,
Coda.
Blanking it out like Coda.
Yeah,
'Cause
blanking it out.
every time you said let's watch Babies in Toyland, your dad broke out the belt.
Let's see. I should at least look up the Instagram accounts for these guys that I got these from and mention them.
No, it looks like this is Japanese.
Is it?
Dude, they got
Bakugan?
Bakugan. That's what we should watch next.
Detective Conan.
Oh, that shit's funny as fuck.
Detective Conan's the longest running anime, right?
I think so. It's been going since like 1968.
Yeah.
What?
Detective Conan.
It's
It
like
has
the
a
longest running
shit ton of
anime.
episodes.
You guys don't have a pen, do you?
I do
Or
not,
pencil.
sadly.
In my car, for sure.
There
You're fine.
might be one up there if you rummage around.
Let's see how many.
There's also
episodes.
peanut butter whiskey, which is kind of crazy.
That sounds.
It was a gift.
Wait, this?
Yeah, we can't drink it here, sadly, but
What is
we can't drink it here, sadly. But you know, if you
Screwball?
catch my drift, because but it was a gift.
Dude, Detective Conan has
Like 1,400 episodes. Or some
fucking
shit.
28 seasons. And each season is like
was like
77
Simpsons.
episodes long.
It's like the fucking Simpsons, dude.
But look, dude, if you do fucking.
Hey,
Let's
Forrest, shut up. I stay putting babies in toilets.
Dude, if they're 77 episodes a season, it's 2,156 episodes.
That's insane.
That's way
Wait,
too
how
much.
many?
2,156.
Holy crap.
It's
All
like
right,
watching One
that's the
Piece
next one,
twice.
guys. Better be done in a month.
You guys got a month.
You guys got a month to watch all this, and if you don't finish it, you're out off the podcast.
Will you divide that number by 30?
Divided by 30?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
How many you'd have to watch in a day?
Yeah.
71 episodes a day.
Dude, there's not even enough fucking time in the day to watch
times 20. That's 1,400 minutes a day. It's 59 hours.
Dude.
You'd have to
Oh
watch
my
59 hours of shows a day.
that. Jeez,
Put it on triple
That's
speed.
that's about a little over 2 months straight if you were to play that whole show.
Yeah.
For
That's
2 months straight. It would
that's
just keep
fun.
going.
Not doing anything except watching it.
just
Real
straight
quick,
watching Detective Conan.
the
You're
person-
even watching it when you're shitting.
The person I got the Brawley pin from was Do Not Dread, all in one word. DONOTDREAD. Do Not Dread.
Make sure you guys go follow all these and show them some support. Let them know where you guys heard from as well.
Yeah.
That we're talking about them on this podcast.
My main one that I really, really like her stuff. And hers is, if I pronounce it wrong, whoops. Shoto Minute, CHOTTOMINUTE. And she does a lot of the ones that like the Naruto one that I have, and then the
The one that wrote the note for you.
yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her stuff, and she only opens her store like every so often. Like it could be every
Smart.
Friday or yeah. The other one sends you email with a password so you can get into the store. So even if you were to follow them, you have to follow their or sign up.
Be on their email list.
Yes. So he doesn't have a lot, but from what he has, I like it a lot so far. I think the other one that I really like is modified decals. Just like that, you look it up, and that's how you see it on Instagram. His stuff is pretty cool too. I know I'm missing one or two, and I'll figure them out by next time. But those are some of the ones I follow on Instagram, and
they're all high quality. I mean, they're
Yeah.
fucking rad.
Yeah.
We could just throw some pictures up of their stuff on the Instagram and tag them.
I'll probably
That's a
I'll
good
do
call.
that. Yeah.
Do like
I'll end up
3
doing that.
posts.
But yeah, if you guys want, this one's gonna be up for grabs somehow. Wesley will help out with that.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in that one, get in on our Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. They should all be either linked below, or if not, you can join the Discord or message me here on Twitch or Mixer, and I'll get back to you on a way to go to get involved on that. But it will be up within the next week. I'll probably run maybe a month-long giveaway
Just
so people
until
can
next
get it
time.
in, and then next time I'll do a drawing on who gets it.
To win this time, you need to finish Detective Conan in a month.
No fast forwarding.
Yeah.
So we had a little
Speed.
bit of a side show. We decided we were going to start One Piece. I broke that and decided to start JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
How are
instead.
you gonna pick
There you
JoJo's
go.
over One Piece, bro?
Listen,
JoJo is good, dude. I like
here's
JoJo
my
a lot.
logic.
We could do this because, like you said, you're watching that One Piece for you because you haven't watched
I'm
it.
watching One
Yeah.
Piece as
And-
well.
Okay, and then what about JoJo? Have you watched that one or not all the way?
I'm like one season.
Okay, so
One
maybe
season
I
deep,
should
maybe
watch
1.5.
JoJo. You watch as well.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you
I'll
guys,
watch the rest of JoJo.
Yeah, you can do both.
I'm down for it.
because
and then
I
talk
think
about it a little
lot.
bit.
Yeah,
I just
'cause I
stopped to watch the other stuff.
I think that if we continue to do shorter animes, it's nice to have stuff we can talk of on the back end too. Because I mean, we went through Elfen Lied
Like an hour.
in like an
Make it
hour,
a good hour.
where I imagine One Piece is one of those things where you could talk about it for like
4
2
The
days
one
straight.
that the one that I want to recommend when it comes my turn is very short, but it has a movie.
okay,
And I know you were saying we could maybe watch the movie, have like a group
we could do that.
watch the movie. So we could do that with that one because it's the show, and then there's like a finale movie
Okay.
on the one that I'm thinking of.
Well, I think last time we did Kai goes first, you, me. So it would be your pick. So let's talk a little bit about One Piece and JoJo's, and then we'll go into your pick.
Okay, sounds good.
So I left off on One Piece around like episode like 50 or 60. That's where I'm at. So that's like right around. They've already like Zoro's part of the crew.
Year 6. Isn't Usopp already part of the crew? by
Yeah,
then, too?
Slingshot Kid, who's the worst character.
Usopp.
Dude, no,
Usopp.
Usopp's
I like
the
Usopp.
greatest character.
Okay,
What do you mean?
He might need some development.
I
They
felt so
all
bad
get
for
it. They
him.
all get it.
They
I
all,
felt
they all
so bad
build
for
so
Usopp
good.
in the beginning, dude.
But I love seeing Usopp get his ass handed to him. That shit's
Yeah.
funny as fuck, dude.
And then I can't remember. I stopped watching it like a year
You
ago.
probably
so
up. He's probably. Well, you're probably up to where they have Nami.
What is that? The
No.
chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, she just barely joined,
That's where
and
I'm
then
at.
Yeah,
She's only. I don't even know if she's fully joined. She's still. I think she's still resisting him
Is he
a
fight?
little bit.
Have they fought
The
those
clown.
fishmen?
No, I haven't seen any fishermen yet.
Oh yeah.
I should have got a little further. but-
You got a little ways to go.
yeah, it's
before,
a lot.
before Nami's finally like.
Well, and I think the one thing that I remember last was they ran into another straw hat guy
What?
or something like that.
Oh, a
Was it-
lookalike? Maybe.
He
I
might
don't
be
know.
talking. Are you talking about Fire Fist Ace? Luffy's brother.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah. He's
Shut
cool.
up now, damn it! You guys are
Like, this is why
I
we
guess
can't-
too crazy. We're gonna.
This is why we
We need
can't
to have
talk
more
about
of
One
like
Piece.
a.
I'm
a-
240
on that
episodes
side
deep,
one. We need to
man.
have like an actual try to get
Episode.
to this episode.
Okay. Then how about
That
this
way
for
we're all
next
sort of on
time?
the
Get to
same page.
episode 240 by next
Jesus
time.
Christ.
How about next time we do everything 100 and below?
I'll be on
I
180.
can
Wait, I'll
probably
be
get
on
that far,
480.
especially with how short this.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have
My
to go back
recommend will
and
be-
like skim through a lot of these.
So
to
with
remember.
JoJo's, I finished season 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty much finished season 1.
Which JoJo's does it go through in season 1? I know they already got the main one.
I
The
don't
first
know what
one.
you mean by that.
Well,
What do you mean, which JoJo?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure like goes through the different lives of the Joestars.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Are you still on?
Still on.
What's
JoJo.
the black-haired one's name? Was he Jonathan Joestar Jr.?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I keep telling my friends that, but one of them keeps telling me that I'm wrong, and it's fucking
Pretty
with
sure
me
it's
super
Jonathan
hard.
Joestar. That's why he's called JoJo.
Yeah, I thought
'Cause
that.
he's Jonathan Joestar.
I thought his dad was Jonathan Joestar, and he was Jonathan Joestar Jr.
Yeah, and then the antagonist is,
But,
but something
why
with
am
a
I
B.
blanking?
Dio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dio.
Dio.
I always have to think of it like how he yells it. Dio!
Dio!
I didn't know that each season is a different Joestar.
It's a different member of the Joestar bloodline. It starts with Jonathan Joestar Jr. and goes down.
Oh,
That's what's so
interesting.
sick about it is because like each season, it's just like you have all these old characters, but then they're able to introduce a whole.
That's
bunch of
what
new
I've seen.
characters.
So in some of the memes, I'll see somebody that looks super familiar,
And you're
but they're like completely different. I'm like, did
Who
they
the
just
fuck's this
slowly
guy?
like change a little bit, or
No,
did they
dude.
like have like?
They
But
just,
yeah, I guess so. There's probably just a jump in like basically a generation.
Yeah,
Salty?
They keep just going through and it's sick.
Don't start with me, Salty.
Dude, Dio's the worst. I fucking
Yeah.
hate Dio. He is a douchebag right from the start.
Straight up.
He just
Fucking
came in
Dio,
and he
dude,
was
I
like,
know, I
I'm
was
gonna
so
be
mad.
the biggest asshole I can. Fuck this guy. Fuck his
your
dad.
dog.
And
Thanks
the
for
dog,
letting me
yeah.
stay at your house, though. Fuck
Yep.
your dog. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna make out with your fucking girlfriend too. So fucking eat my shit, Jonathan.
Dio was probably the worst.
Dio's the
Dick,
worst
dude.
character I've
I think
ever
Dio's
seen.
just synonymous for dick. That's just that's his name.
They should have just named him Richard.
Listen, Sasquatch and Salty, we're gonna have a problem here. All right, I don't want to hear it.
How dare you compare this man to Dio?
Here's the inside joke. I'll give you guys part of it. All right. So on a dark, stormy night, me, Salty, and Forrest were playing Far Cry 5.
Oh god.
And Far Cry 5 is a pretty fun game. Anyways, there is something. God damn it! Here we go.
So yeah, Wes fucked up a dog.
So,
Spoiler alert.
so hold on. Let's
Doesn't even let you get like
let's
5
clear
minutes
the
into
air
the story. Just throws it out there.
Dude, that was quick.
So there's this in Far Cry 5. You can get a shovel, and it's super strong. It's super powerful, and it's fun. You can like impale people
Just
in the
a shovel?
chest. It's just just a shovel. And well, you know, I thought it'd be funny to fuck up this dog with it.
You're
And
so fun.
I'm public enemy number 1 ever since.
Because you killed a dog, dude.
I legit sent.
With a shovel?
I legit sent Salty a picture of me watching JoJo's, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna really like Dio." I'm like, why? He seems like a dickhead.
Like fucking 10 minutes in and he kicks the dog and somebody's like, that's why.
That's why.
I was like, God damn it. And
Wes
I'm never
was
gonna
like
live
the
it
beta
down.
test.
Oh, damn, Salty. The beta test of validity. Twitch banned her already.
Yeah, you better not show up next time with some weird stone mask, bro.
He smashed it for 5 minutes.
Forrest, leave that part out. I don't think that video exists anymore. Hopefully.
You better pray it doesn't. I'll find it. Oh, dude, Fully Cooley's fucking legit. That's a great short one. It's only like 6 episodes, and then we can watch Fully Cooley progression.
Yeah, Sasquatch was in the stream last night with Salty and I, and we got into
What's
anime
that
a little
one?
bit.
Fully Cooley is like
Picture.
coming of age story of this homie who gets hit in the face with a guitar, a bass guitar to be precise.
Biebert's seen Fully Cooley. It looked cool. I liked the anime a lot.
Okay.
So they have Fully Cooley alternative, and then they have Fully Cooley progressive. But you have to like
I've
get
seen
some.
that on
Yeah.
the moped. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
This anime has the sickest music out of all animes.
Yeah.
It's this Japanese punk band called the Pillows.
I still think Samurai Champloo's probably got some of the sickest music in anime.
That's one show I think I'm gonna
I
have to
know,
go back
man.
and rewatch. It's been a long time.
Look, just let me
Made of a Test Studios animation and the pillows.
Every song. Oh.
Oh wow.
But dude, these are the. This is from fucking Progressive. It's like the second arc of this show, but they use the same
What a
band
jam.
throughout every person. Just wait.
Dude.
Oh, it's actually pretty dope.
These guys are good, dude. Just wait till he sings, man. I just love him. This is like one of my all-time favorite bands. I'm slowly learning Japanese because of the pillows.
That's weird. They sound like.
He sounded a little bit like that one band.
It's almost like Green Day for a second.
Dude, they're like Japanese Green Day, except they're way better than Green Day.
Sasquatch says they're like
Green Day.
Japanese killers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're way good though. It honestly it makes the whole anime because they have perfect points for the soundtrack to start during the show.
Mm.
So it just kind of blends in with the environment of what's going on, and then all the music blends in with the emotion in the scene. Ooh, kitty.
Yeah, so One Piece, the devil fruits.
Oh, dude, devil fruits are legit.
Everybody's like totally surprised every time they see Luffy.
You just
Do
call
something.
him Luffy?
Luffy?
Yeah.
Luffy?
I was about
Every
to-
time they see
Hold
Luffy.
the phone, bro.
Luffy, Luffy.
It was
Every
one of
time
those
they
moments
see
where
Luffy.
you're like your brain kind of like tightens up a little bit.
I felt the beginnings
Anyways.
of an aneurysm.
They always like freak out when they see him use his powers. Does that ever like fade out? Or is
No,
everybody just
well-
super unknown to the devil fruits?
Once
They're always like, "What? He's a monster!"
No, once the Straw Hat Pirates start getting bigger, everybody's like, "Oh, Straw Hat Luffy, what's good?" But no, I love that first because he'll do some shit, and someone's like,
Well, because when what's that first crazy clown pirate?
"Oh, Buggy,
Yeah, Buggy. When Buggy, and
the
them
clown pirate,
got him and they had him in that cage forever and they were about to shoot him with the cannon, and he's just sitting there, just chilling. He's like, "Fuck it, bring it, bitch."
Yeah.
He's like,
Not
"All right."
even kinda
He's just
worried.
chilling in the
Play-
cage.
Pay close attention
I wanna
to
know
his
why-
character.
I want to know why
Comes up.
nobody
His
freaks.
backstory.
And then, but yeah, he just sat there and held off, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking kill you." And then he gets trapped in the cage. And as soon as he gets out and does something, they're all like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why didn't we
Why didn't
we
this
just
kill
let him sit there in a cage forever?"
These guys said I could keep watching One Piece. Got to episode 400 or something and couldn't keep going. I felt so defeated.
He uses powers and all the girls say something.
But dude, fucking what killed me was nobody lost their shit when Buggy split into like 100 pieces.
Yeah,
It's like floating around a
Yeah,
chunk
it's just
of
like,
human
okay.
body, and they're all like,
Okay.
"Oh yeah, this is totally regular."
I just love the fact that anytime anyone has a fruit devil power, that they can't swim.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what kills me the most. Like all their weakness is just water. Why doesn't anybody just like fucking run up and kick them off the dock or something? Just kick them off the side of the ship. They're done.
I think that's the point. It gives them a super weakness in one of the most vulnerable places to not be able to fucking
For a
swim.
pirate.
If you're a
Right.
pirate.
Like, worst case scenario, don't
Yeah.
know how to swim.
I remember
What's the
that.
worst curse we can put on a pirate? You
Just
can't
not-
swim.
You can't swim, bro.
I saw that. I didn't realize because I know One Piece is huge, right? And I know that like, as far as like popularity goes, One Piece across the world is probably the most popular. I didn't realize how big their manga sale was too. Like it is ridiculous how much they sell
It's a
just of the
damn
manga.
good show, dude. Dude,
Uh,
you received 100 messages. Congratulations.
Hey, look at us go.
Yeah, dude.
Cody
People
Staley,
in
what's
chat
up, my guy?
interacting.
Dude, Whitebeard War was the
With the
best
water
arc,
gun.
hands down. Whitebeard War?
Oh, dude, that arc. It's gonna make you guys cry.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Dude, that's what
I
Stoney
fucking
told me.
love that.
That's what Stoney told me about Robin's arc, and I'm just barely entering into Robin's
Robin's arc was sad, but it was
I'm gonna
good.
Be
I,
so if
The
if
aliens
this shit
from
makes me
Science are
cry,
actually
dude, I'm
just
gonna
devil
beat
fruit
someone
eaters.
up.
I think
Brother!
that arc was probably by far one of my favorites. It's just so well put, and just like even like when they were explaining some of the things, like the backstories, You know how on like in Naruto when they do that, it's kind of like
Yeah.
on some of them. This one was pretty good, but they do have those episodes where it's just like there's no reason to watch.
Well, 929 episodes. They're not all gonna be grade A.
No,
Yeah.
Like
No.
if you do, then fuck. Somebody give this man all the Oscars.
Sasquatch says, correct me if I'm wrong, but when Luffy visits the Sand Kingdom / Desert Casinos is around 300, 400 episodes. Is
No,
that-
dude, that's Alabasta. That's like
Yeah.
that's right after 100 when they start going over there.
that's one of their first kind of like big
that's
scenes.
that's the first major guy they fight too.
How they start kind of becoming known.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
how
We gotta
they
catch
get
up.
known. Because
No,
wait, is
I
that
really
when
do.
is that
I
when
like
he
it a
scores
lot.
the 80
Yeah.
million buried bounty, or is that when it bumps up above 100?
I think that's. I think it might be the. Actually, I don't know. Either the 80 or 100, but I know it bumps up just because the person he defeats is kind of a big
He was
big
one
guy.
of- oh,
I wouldn't
wait,
say too
can't-
much,
I
but just
can't- I was about to say I can't say what he is. It'll ruin everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, dude, that's around there, and it gets great. And then I'm around 240, so they're in Water 7 right now, and I've been loving Water 7. Dude, and fucking Frankie kills me.
So is it okay?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So like when I watch anime, I pretty much exclusively watch sub, but it sucks sometimes because like I'm kind of busy, so it's hard for me to
That's
just
why I
sit
watched
down.
dub.
Is One Piece good enough to watch dub?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's way good. Though.
That's how I've been watching it. If it's like I have to watch it real quiet, I get my kids asleep and everything, and I got to be pretty quiet.
Right.
I'll usually switch it to sub, just because I'm not really going to be listening. I can't really hear the words
Right.
purely, anyways, so I can just kind of hear just the difference in the way that they speak in Japanese.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I just occasionally I'll switch it to sub. On Netflix, it's super streamlined. If I decide I want to listen to, I just click
If
up
you
and
want-
then down.
If you want all
Whatever.
the episodes for super cheap too, you can do it on Funimation. They have it subbed and dubbed, and they're only $7 a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
Mhm.
Isn't it? I think the first 200 episodes are on Netflix now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
They only have. I don't even think it's the first 200. I think it was like, because it was right after they left Alabasta.
Hmm.
So like right after they left Alabasta, and then they went. And oh wait, yeah, no, dude, like the last episode is literally the end of Alabasta.
Hmm.
And that's like, what was that? Like a 60 episode arc?
Wait, say what?
Fuck no, don't watch the dub. Get out of here. You're just being a hater, bro. Dubbed and subbed are great for One Piece. You can watch it either or.
Yeah, but some of the shows very like take away when it's dubbed. It takes away that emotion
It's a different.
to that character.
I'm not. I don't know any Japanese, so it's not like I'm really
It's
getting.
but see that's the thing. That's like
If I understood
it
Japanese,
sucks,
then hell yeah, I'd watch it.
but
in
that's
Japanese.
the thing. It sucks that you guys like have things to do, so you guys aren't fully there. But when you are, the difference is
That's why
a
I
big-
said that I only watch sub because
Mhm.
I noticed that there's actually when it gets dubbed, a lot of times some of these companies will change.
The words will be totally different.
Well, and
It's
it will
not even
change
it's hard
just
the.
to-
voicing.
It's hard to translate.
Yeah,
Well, it
straight
changes the
Japanese.
dynamic of the show.
yeah.
Like a big one, a prime example is Dead Man Wonderland.
Yeah.
Those are almost two different animes if you watch it sub versus dubbed, and that's why I ask about One Piece because like I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, dubbed, and it was probably better than the sub one.
Yeah.
But that's the only show I've ever watched where I was like, okay, Dragon Ball Z too.
That's
agree.
what I was gonna bring up is Dragon Ball Z.
I can agree with Naruto
Oh, yeah,
too,
yeah.
because I've
Naruto
seen Naruto
deserves.
subbed and dubbed.
To me, I think the difference that I don't like is that the difference you get in the emotions when they're talking.
Yeah,
Like when you're reading it, the voice itself, you can hear that they're really into it.
yeah,
So it makes you kind of understand what they're going through. Like when it's dubbed, it's not quite there. So it's almost like it's cheesy in a sense.
yeah.
It's cheesing. You gotta full cheese it.
Yeah. But I think that to me personally, that's why I like to read it instead of actually watch it in English.
I have a challenge for us as a group. Do you think in a year, because I hope we're still doing this in a year, we come back in July's episode could we do almost a whole podcast in Japanese?
Oh.
Fuck
No.
Fuck
I've been
no.
watching anime since I was like 13, bro.
I know, but what if we all focus like a couple hours a week?
We just
To
go buy
learning.
Rosetta Stone.
We should. What we could do
I don't
is
think
every
I got
every
this
month
time.
we can come up with simple words that we want to say, like
We could do a word of the
Kawaii.
episode. This one's gonna be baka.
Baka.
stupid. That's a good one.
Yeah, dude, that's way too much for me to learn a fucking language right now.
Damn, I'm gonna try.
This
I think I'm gonna
episode
try.
sentence is Omae wo mo shinderu. Fits the anime we watched.
Bieber, I can't read subtitles on anime. Literally, I can't read it because I would be crying too much. True. True. Bieber, we're gonna watch one that's really sad that you're gonna have to read, and we're gonna cry a lot. So, good luck,
Which one?
Glenad. Yeah, it just fucks your whole entire heart. Just like big wiener, just right in every vessel of your heart.
Oh boy.
It's like
Just
psych.
stuffed, fully turkey stuffed
Yeah,
there.
like
I'll say this. I'll mention there's. I think I mentioned this last time. There's a movie. Whenever you guys have time on Netflix, that you guys should watch. I think I mentioned it to you once, and I'll look it up real quick. But it's basically about a girl who is deaf.
Dude, I was
They make
telling him
Yeah,
about this.
right when he walked
right
in.
everywhere when I walked in, a silent
is-
voice.
One of the saddest movies I've ever seen, and it's well made, and I love
Bieber,
it.
add it to the list.
No, homegirl Phoebe showed me that movie, dude, and I fell asleep like halfway through.
I
Hey,
love
watch your
that.
foot with the mic.
Yeah.
Well, no, when
Table.
we put stuff on here, remember it vibrates really loud.
Oh god, trying not to shake the table.
Um,
Everybody was talking shit on me for.
oh,
my
wiggling your
knee.
leg.
I've done that since I was a kid.
Quit having
Yeah.
ADHD, DJ. God.
I have to do. When early on in the podcast, like our first 100 episodes, I did that too, and a lot of people used to do tell me
I'll do this anytime. If I'm sitting down
Yeah.
playing cards with my parents or whatever, I'm sitting there under the table shaking the fucking trailer for
I
camping.
do this on my legs. I cross them because it's not as comfortable to. I have to jiggle both if I have to, and I look like an idiot if I do. So I just cross my feet and it helped me a little bit. But I'm a huge wiggler in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere I go, it's not bad.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, I just try not. I was just making sure I'm not shaking the table every time I'm doing it.
Yeah. All right,
Or
so
shaking
let's
the
get
camera.
into. Well, what time are we at? Because I don't want this to be too short.
We're at 5:01.
It's an hour and a half.
Oh, hour and 30. Oh, that's perfect. Because I've noticed that podcasts that stay in between 1:30 and 2:30 do really well. That's just short enough for people to tune in, but not long enough for oh, that's 3 hours.
Yeah.
What's going on here, man?
So let's talk about what you want to do for your pick.
If everybody's not seen it too many times, you mentioned it earlier. Samurai Champloo.
I
okay.
like Samurai
I'll
Champloo.
watch
Super
it.
short, and it's got a movie.
I've
At
never
the
seen the
end.
movie.
Yeah, there's a movie.
It's
after.
been so fucking long since I've seen that one, so
Yeah.
I don't remember really.
I just watched
Ready
it.
to
I watched
watch
it
Mugen
kind of
kick
fast,
some
like
ass
while I was
again.
playing video games. I just had it on my other monitor. But
How many
I really
episodes
liked
are
it.
there?
I think there's just 5.
No,
Is
dude, there's like 24
Yeah, I think
episodes of
it's a long
Samurai
one.
Champloo.
I think there's.
There was
Oh,
only
my.
5 on the thing I watched it on, and it
What'd
seemed
you-
like it wrapped up.
What did you watch it
but-
on?
Yeah, I think
on,
there's
24?
24.
Crunchyroll,
that
I
wouldn't
think.
surprise me.
Dude,
I don't think
You're
Crunchyroll.
right.
Crunchyroll has this one.
Something. It's whatever I watched it on. It only had 5 episodes, but
Look,
The
I'm
last
pulling it up
one.
on Hulu right now because that's what I watched it on.
yeah, I don't think I watched
It's got
it on
like
Hulu.
28 episodes, bro.
All right, well then fucking.
26.
There's 28 episodes. Sorry, I lied. There's
26.
not 5.
Yeah, we could do 26.
You were off by 21, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell did I watch it on that only had 5? It had to be.
Well, that's
You
going to be
said, yeah, it
exciting for
seems
you.
like-
I know, now there's more that I haven't seen. Dude. I
Yes.
was like, that was so short, but so good.
It seems like it wrapped up pretty good. I really liked it.
I could've
There's an
sworn.
extra 21 episodes he hasn't even seen.
Are you thinking Samurai Champloo is the one, it's like the hip hop vibe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got Samuel L. Jackson as the
No, that's
Afro.
Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai.
that's
Yeah,
Afro
yeah, yeah.
Samurai.
All right, no, Samurai Champloo then.
Okay. Afro
Yeah.
Samurai is funny as fuck.
I think that's the one I was thinking about.
Yeah, I think you were
First two.
thinking, and I just mixed it up. But yeah, Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is really good.
We could do either. It's your pick.
Dude,
Why
let's
not do both?
Which
Compare
one-
which one has better
Which
swordsmanship.
kids? Do we want a short one in a movie, or do we want a longer?
Well, now I kind
Longer
of want to
good
watch Samurai Champloo again. Isn't Samurai
Let's watch
Champloo
Samurai
the one that
Champloo,
has
dude.
homie with that bear mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I want to see bear homie again.
Yeah, I'm down.
Bear Mask
This is the one I haven't
Afro
watched.
Samurai.
I've
Oh,
seen clips
Bear
of
Mask
it.
He's never
is
seen
Afro
that one.
Samurai?
I've seen it once, but it was during a time period where I was
Champloo?
quite a bit, so I don't remember it. Yeah, Champloo.
Put it to a vote then, since I bogged it.
I'll
decide.
watch anything really.
You want a short one in a movie, or do we want a longer, about the same, well, a little longer than
What does chat say?
Elfen Lied was?
What does chat want? Champloo or Afro Samurai?
leg life chose me.
Oh, and the movie was called A Silent Voice.
A silent voice.
Yeah.
You looking
Yeah.
for something?
Oh, I lost the little nose thing for my glasses.
Oh, shit.
It fell off because I got my
What does it look
little
like?
nose thing. It just looks like this
Clear?
little clear. The greatest thing to lose.
Yeah.
Something clear.
We'll find it.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait, did something just fall off your head?
Yeah, I think it just fell out of my hair because that's why I lost it in the first place. Because it fucking got
Oh, I see it.
stuck in my hair.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
These fucking.
Okay, yeah.
Do a showdown of Hip Hop Samurai Show versus Hip Hop Samurai Show. I mean, do you guys think that we can fit in 26 episodes of an anime and 5 in a movie?
Wesley,
Well,
I
that just
gotta be
means
real with you.
on
I
average
was
Afro
on
was super
episode
short,
30
yeah.
of One Piece last time we
Yeah.
were here.
I
And
forget.
now
Crazy.
I'm on 230, and I finished a 13
I know. I think Salty
episode
Frank
series.
watched 6 shows between
Yeah.
here and last month.
Like, dude, we're cruising.
Let's
we
do
could,
both.
Yeah, let's do fuck
both.
it. Let's
Fuck
do
it.
both and watch the movie all in group somehow. Watch
What
party.
can we watch Afro Samurai on though?
Hulu, I think,
Okay, cool. Because you can watch Samurai Champloo on Hulu too.
because I
Okay.
think it said
let's
when I
figure that out.
typed this in.
If
Watch.
you guys need,
It's Hulu with HBO
I have
Max.
everything right now.
You-
Oh.
It's Hulu with HBO Max. Oh wait, maybe.
Afro Samurai. If I had my other phone, I'd be able to cruise through them
Well,
real
we'll.
quick.
Okay, how about this? Let's 100% plan on Champloo.
Okay.
And then when
If
we
we can
get home,
find-
if we can do Afro Samurai
We can
on
talk about it.
Hulu without having to buy HBO Max, then we'll do both. Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can check if it's on there right now.
No, don't take my location, Hulu. How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
Take it to your location, bro.
Bro, don't do it. You cannot have my location.
I'm taking your location and then I'm taking that cake.
Ha, nice cock.
Nice cock, bro.
I love that name. Oh.
Perfect.
Did you see the Twitter post I made where it was like the unholy trifecta of memes? It's just this lady holding a sign, but each one says a different thing, and one of them's like, the person looking at this has a nice cock. One of them's like,
Oh, I did
guess
see
who-
that one.
guess
Yeah.
fucking guess who can't suck their dick but tried.
Oh, never mind. I can't figure out my fucking login.
Did
for
you
Hulu.
see my Twitter one that I thought was hilarious, but no one liked it? It was I like my partners how I like my shirts.
Yeah, that shit made me fucking die.
Filled to the brim with my girth.
That was
Yeah, I
fucked
saw
up,
that when I
dude.
got in here.
I saw that and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
I was on a vibe that one night. I don't know what was going
The
on.
vibe. It sounds like you were being horny on Maine.
Bro. It's a fat joke compared to a dick joke. Come on now, my guy.
You were fucking straight pulling a Cody Ko and watching Horny Facts that night, weren't you?
I don't know what horny facts is.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, dude, you should watch.
Haven't
It's a
watched that one.
podcast with Noel Miller, Cody Ko, and then their homie Spock.
Mm-mm.
But it's just called Reading Steamy Tweets, and they just go on Twitter and read horny ass shit people tweet.
That's smart.
And it's the funniest thing.
Sasquatch says I watched Dr. Stone recently and was not disappointed.
That's one show
I've
I've
been
been
told.
wanting to watch.
Yeah, I've been told to watch that.
Well, is there
It looks
anything?
like it's Afro Samurai is just on Hulu. It doesn't say anything about HBO.
Perfect.
Dad, we're watching a boat.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys want to close out on? We have Instagram up for just
Yeah.
this podcast.
And it is called basically what this is titled for us, which is Jiggle Physics Anime Club. All one word.
Yep.
Pretty
if you guys
easy and simple.
So if you guys want to go check out our Instagram for just this,
Do you want to type it in there? Probably make it easier. Yeah, Jiggle Physics Anime Club.
Jiggle for jizzix.
And I'll probably be posting a picture later today after we're done of the collection that I've been gathering without realizing of anime stickers.
and then we'll have a Twitter up at some point, and then all these episodes will be up on your major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube.
Pornhub.
I wish. That episode might happen sooner or later.
Dude, you might as well just start doing
Depending on what
it.
we fucking decide to review later, dude.
There are people who fucking just like put up regular old shit on Pornhub.
Yeah.
So like, why
Yeah.
don't you just start posting
I've
the
thought about it.
podcast on Pornhub?
I mean, I'm on everything else. I have a Patreon. I think I'm going to make an OnlyFans for the podcast.
Dude, then you might as well just hop on Pornhub real quick.
No.
You can get that fucking Letterman jacket.
Dude, that's all I really want.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't make a dime from the podcast ever again, but I get the Pornhub Letterman jacket, what?
Is
Primo.
If
No,
you
I
get
did that.
50,000 subscribers on Pornhub, they send you a custom-made Letterman jacket with your name
No
on it.
way.
It's got like your fucking Pornhub account name on it.
Oh gosh.
Ryan
It's the
Kramer.
bee's knees, to be honest with you.
There's Ryan Creamer in his.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the dude that does the.
He does safe for work porn. And
Oh,
he got it for only having like 5K because everybody thought he was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Two redheads go out or do whatever. It's on.
Dude, no, he has one that's like, I disinfect the whole casting couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sully has a great idea. Stream the podcast on OnlyFans, but it's just a camera facing down on all the guests' feet.
Just a
That's
foot
when-
cam.
that's
just,
Have the
we'll
second
take our
camera
shoes
pointing
off.
down.
yeah,
Right.
there's just a foot cam just for OnlyFans.
You gonna give us royalties for that, Wes?
I would.
Then yeah, I'll take my shoes off. I'll flex
For
my
a
toe
measly
rings.
extra $10
Yeah,
per
measly
episode,
$10.
we can wiggle our toes.
For 6 payments of
We get a-
$14.97.
We get a fat tip one day. We throw
If
some
you
beans
tip
on the
us-
ground.
If you tip
Mash
at
some
least
beans.
$500, we'll have DJ softly rub a cucumber with his feet.
Okay, yeah. Well, how much did you say?
Like $500.
Hey, $500. I'll rub a cucumber with my foot.
All right, guys. Thank you again for hanging out. And like I said, Jiggle Physics Anime Club on any of the major streaming platforms or places where you can watch your podcast if you want to go get caught up on our last month's episode. As far as planning for our next episode, let me pull up August calendar.
August.
August.
Dude, if we do it on the 11th, then it'll be the same day I go to see my probation officer.
The 11th, but we have to do it on a Saturday. So we got the 15th, 22nd, or 29th.
We could do like the 15th since we did the 18th this time. Kind of keep it like right in the middle.
Does that work for everybody?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Yep, you're good?
I don't plan that for it.
Okay,
Usually.
perfect. So if you guys want to come back and watch the anime podcast, plan on August 15th. As far as time goes, we'll decide if it will stick at 3:30 or if we'll go back to 12:30 originally. We'll talk
Whatever makes it easier.
Yeah, we'll talk amongst each other behind the scenes and figure out what's best, and then I'll make sure to
Between
keep
12
an
and
update.
3.
You never know. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be a doozy and we'll pull up at midnight like back in the old days.
Man.
Yeah.
Do one of those 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. streams.
Yeah, dude. That shit was sick.
That's
I
more my
remember the
time
first-
anyway.
Dude, I remember the first time it came on, I came at like 11 and we left at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the nights where Manuel would fall
One
asleep.
time I came in, I was getting drunk and I was going to plan on riding the last bus home.
Oh, is that when we had to drive you home? That
Drove
was
me
a
home.
fun night.
Couldn't even fucking figure out where I lived because I was too drunk. They couldn't figure it out. They had to get my number out of me somehow for my girlfriend.
I think we
Call
took
my girlfriend and figure it out.
I think we took your phone,
Probably just had me touch the back to
Yeah.
unlock it.
and then we called your girl, and then she's all like, "Oh, like she
She's so
was
sweet.
amazing. She was amazing. She's like,
She's a
oh,
sweetheart.
I'm sorry," and we're like, "No, it's fine. But where do you live? Like, we'll come drop him off."
The first thing
I
he says,
remember.
where does he live?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember getting super fucking stoned and then walking over here in like the middle of winter from back when I lived at that house up by Mueller.
Yeah.
I like walked here. Wesley's like sitting here like 20 minutes late. And he's like, what's up, man? Where you at? And I was like, oh, I just barely got here. Yeah, I walked. He's like, what? Should just hit me up.
I gave you a ride.
Where do you live? Or where? What area?
Now I live in Murray, but
Murray,
I used
okay.
to live up by Mueller Park.
Oh, okay.
But I did like walked here. We talked about ghosts and shit.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
fucking legit.
That'll be it for this episode. If you guys want to support the stream somehow, drop a follow. That helps a lot.
Also, if you have any suggestions on what we could do differently
Yes.
or add, please let us know.
Always taking advice. It helps us a
Yes.
lot. Good feedback, constructive criticism. If you want to call me fat, you can. I've gotten used to it at this
Tell me
point.
to stop shaking my leg.
Yeah.
If you want to tell me to stop stretching, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you again. Have a good afternoon. We'll be back, or I will be back. It looks like tomorrow around noon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.